kind of sad, but at the same time, it's kind of good for those who are true paranormal investigators. That the fad is kind of waning, because now we can really be taken a little more seriously, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
The good thing about the fad and all the TV shows and everything was it normalized paranormal investigating. You're no longer a kook if you go to a haunted house and try to find a ghost. So that was the bonus to that. But now that those shows are waning, and losing some of their popularity, I think that the true paranormal investigators can get back to doing what they, intended on doing originally, without the prying eyes of the public, looking over their shoulder and, not getting all the calls of somebody wanting them to come out to their house because they just watched a TV show. I get so tired. I get so tired of those calls that somebody's like, "Oh, I think my house is haunted. I'm hearing footsteps and there's a tapping on the window." And you get over there and like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of the Ghost Adventures." And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of guessed that." People are, there's a demon in my house. It's like, why do you think there's a demon in your house? Well, because it's just like what happened on such and such TV show. Like, yeah, okay. No.
I agree.
unless you're referring to The Exorcist, there's probably not a demon in your house.
Right?
Like The Exorcist is happening.
Oh, God.
I agree. The wackos that are out there, I would not miss one bit, especially the crazy fucking clients. The clients that are just calling you up because they want you to come investigate their house so they can see your equipment. And after the investigation, they sneak it right by you and say, "Hey, you need another member on your team?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that's almost the first question I get when we actually show up on probably a third of the investigations that we do. There's always one of the people that says, "Are you guys looking for new members?" It's like, no, we've had the same 4 for the last 6 years and don't plan on changing.
That's crazy.
But I'll take your number and I'll give you a call if I ever do. Don't call me, I'll call you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you
can't give out your number. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to waste your time and take that case with as if it's a serious matter, knowing that nothing's going to turn up, nothing's going to happen, not a fucking thing you're going to get. Why? Because all they want to do is join your fucking team. So you got to waste all those hours investigating, reviewing, whatever the case is, to try to help that family for nothing, for fucking nothing.
Oh, and what's real frustrating to me is we've had a number of cases, and one was fairly recent where that exact thing happened. And we even, we have a psychic medium who's also an ordained minister, and, he'll do a house clearing and a saging and all that. Even if we don't find anything, he'll still go through that ritual, to kind of put everybody at ease a little bit. And we still, even after the fact, and we go, we came out and here's what's going on. We found some logical explanations for your experiences. We didn't find anything paranormal. And 2 weeks later, they call back up. It's still happening. Our house is still haunted. It's like, no, you still have rattly windows because they're crappy old windows. And, you're still getting orbs in your pictures because you need to vacuum more. And, these people, they just, they don't take a professional's word for it. And, I use that term professional loosely, but, someone who's investigated numerous paranormal locations and experienced true paranormal events, it's almost kind of a slap in the face when you go out there and you tell them, we don't find any evidence of anything paranormal going on here. Even our psychic doesn't find anything paranormal. And and then they tell you there's something paranormal going on. It's like, well, what'd you call me for? Apparently you have a better chance of catching it than I do. It's just it's frustrating.
But that's actually like that no matter what you do. For example, construction. How many homeowners have you gone into and the homeowner themselves was a master carpenter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Horrible. Fucking horrible.
Yeah, I talked to a guy one time. He was like, cause I work in the painting industry. Painting, wall covering, drywall finishing, that sort of stuff, and and industrial stuff. Painting as well, big tanks and water towers and smokestacks and all that stuff. And you talk to these people and they're like, oh yeah, I was a house painter for 4 years, and I always like to come back with, so did you finally finish it?
Yeah.
After 4 years, you finally finished that house, or but that's the thing. Everybody's a painter. Everybody's a carpenter. But
yeah, I'm not a painter. I'm a carpenter. I'm a rough framer. I can hang sheetrock. I can do siding and build decks, and I can tape real good. And I can run electrical wire without burning your house down. I can do that. But that's as far as I go.
Yeah.
Come on, Jay. You go all the way.
Only for some. Only for some.
Only for special people.
And when I do go all the way, I'm not responsible for the end result. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, dear me. Well, before we get down to the wire, I want to make sure also that both of you guys have a lot of information tonight, a lot of information. So I want to make sure that, first of all, Rick, I want to make sure that you can get all of your information out there, where people can buy both of your books, when your next appearance is, how people can get a hold of you when they want to join your team, all of that good stuff. How they can stalk you, or if you want to know how to stalk Rick, just get a hold of me and I'll let you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, my books, the book titles are book one is Forever Ash, The Wish Child of Helmets Creek. Book two is titled The Shadows of Eternity, The Children of the Owls. So if you can Google either one of those, they're on Amazon.com, probably BarnesandNoble.com, Goodreads. I would suggest that you go into your local Barnes & Noble, because the way they've been popping up, they could either very well be there, or Barnes & Noble could order it for you, and that would save you shipping costs. So that's my suggestion on how to get a hold of the book if you're not local where I'm at here in Southwest Indiana. If you are local to Southwest Indiana, come by the local Barnes & Noble, pick one up. Come to PopCon. I'll be there Friday night, maybe Saturday. I'm not sure yet. Which is a fantastic event with all sorts of people are going to be there. And that's this weekend. Friday at 4:00, Saturday it starts at 5. And the following Saturday, which is the 25th, Jason also has an event that date. But if you happen to be here in Evansville, Indiana, and can't make it to New York today, we're doing a New Age seminar at Barnes & Noble, where hopefully be signing a few books and doing a few giveaways and things of that nature. It starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it usually runs till about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then with anybody who sticks around afterwards, we usually end up going to dinner, or at least going out and having a drink. And it's always a good time. Always a lot of good questions. My team member, Theo Costarius, the psychic medium, will be there, and he'll be doing some free mini readings, which is always fun, kind of like a gallery reading. And that's most of my calendar for this month. I'm not sure what I've got coming up in the future as far as dates go, but that'll get you through for the next few weeks. If you want to get in touch with me personally, if you can spell my name, which is, if you can, kudos to you. But it's my name is spelled RICKKUEBER. And if you spell that out and just type in @gmail.com, you can send me an email. I will respond to every email I get sent. It may take me a day or two, but I will respond to every one of them. Depending on what you send me, will depend on what my response is. I'm not going to say it's necessarily going to be a nice response.
Rick likes Hooters. Rick likes Hooters.
Rick just did say, however, if you want to get in touch with him personally, so that's leaving your mailbox open for a large barrage of different types of messages.
Well, and that's true, but I can block an email. If someone sends me something I don't like, I can just block that email address, and then they'll have to make up another one. I'm on Facebook as well. I have a Twitter account, which we spoke about earlier, that I have linked to my investigation page on Facebook, so it doesn't get a whole lot of action. But if you look me up on Facebook, I'll accept any friend requests. I still have plenty of room to add more friends. As long as you don't start posting terrible things on my wall or something, we'll remain friends. That's actually a really good way to get a hold of me. I have notifications on my phone, so if you send me a message on Facebook, I should be able to respond fairly quickly. Is there anything else that I need to cover? Not that I can think of, but is there anything I missed?
That was pretty good. I think that was pretty good. And I will say that your first book, Forever Ash, another shameless plug. I'm going to plug both your first books. Both of their first books were great books, completely different, but they were both based on true stories. Both of them were fascinating reads. The books moved along very quickly. So I highly recommend both of them. And with both of these guys having new books out, jump on it. Get the first book, breeze through it, and then move on to the second books. You will not be disappointed. And again, both of these guys have books, easily available as a download on Amazon. It's quick. And please, if you haven't taken a minute to do it, stop by Facebook, Ghost Chat Radio fan page, and give us a like. And the Paranormal Diva fan page as well. Stop by and give me a like there. I'd really appreciate it. I have an event coming up. That I'm probably not going to get to shamelessly plug. It's a Paracon in October, the second annual Wake the Dead Horror Paracon, October 9th to the 11th in Galveston, Texas. And the tickets are on sale now for that as well. Jason, I guess go ahead and tell everybody you can find Jason Stanton on Facebook. He's also on Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. What else, Jason?
I don't fucking know. I'm all over the place. Just Google Jason Stanton, I'll pop up. But
there you go.
Your best bet is just to contact me on Facebook. Just look up Jason Stanton on Facebook. I'm easy to access there. The author page, I have that. You can look up Jason Stanton there, and you can get me there. I also have the web page, which is www.authorjasonstanton.com, and you can read all kinds of cool blogs that I've posted. Some of them are stupid and lame, which I know and I will take credit for. Some of them are actually interesting.
Excellent.
You can find my first book, Unrested Peace, available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com and all the other good stuff that Rick mentioned earlier. And Feeble Minds, The Ghost of Leftworth Village, which, again, it's a trilogy. However, these books can be read and respected as individuals if you fairly choose. And you're not going to lose anything. You don't need to read one in order to figure out what's going to happen in a second. It's not that kind of trilogy. So, but that will be available in the morning. You can go to, again, Amazon.com and pick that up. I can't wait because that actually... That was a masterpiece in my eyes. It was a very good book for me to write. It was a very good book for me to research and get the information. And it was, in all honesty, I got to, after you read it, you'll understand why I'm saying this, but it was literally an honor to actually write that particular book. So, definitely want to pick that up tomorrow. Or when you get paid, that'll be better. Wait until Friday when you get your paycheck. I don't want to see any husbands or wives getting pissed off because you spent X amount of dollars going to Amazon to buy something. So wait until you get paid and then buy it. And that would be cool.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, don't miss out on that. I just want to briefly mention, because we are going to go ahead and close out the show, that next week's special guest, first time on the show, a new author, Trish Lesage. Trish has actually written 4 different books, and she is an energy